Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book, Why Won't You Apologize? Healing Big Betrayals and Everyday Hurts. Let's start with one of the most common examples that occur in everyday life. Yolanda goes to the hospital for a checkup. She sits in a cold chair in the examining room and waits for nearly an hour for her doctor. Yet when he finally shows up, the doctor doesn't apologize. Yolanda feels that she is being treated as a subhuman by her doctor. After a while, she shifts the blame to herself for being oversensitive. She doesn't, however, suspect that the doctor wasted time playing video games or chatting with friends. She just wanted to hear the doctor say, "I'm sorry you had to wait so long. My last patient required more time than I had scheduled." You will often come across people in life who never apologize for their actions. Some apologize but only succeed in making matters worse, while others, even when they receive an apology, don't really know what to do. Why can't some people apologize? How do you apologize effectively? How do you respond to an apology? The answers to all of these questions can be found within this book. Many examples in the book come from the author's real-life diagnostic experiences at the Menninger Clinic, where she has worked for over 30 years. In the next 4 parts, using case studies as examples, we will answer all of your questions about apologies. Part 1. Why do some people not apologize? Part 2. Ways to ruin an apology. Part 3. How to apologize effectively and enhance relationships. Part 4. How to cope with apologies and repair hurts. Part 1. Why do some people not apologize? If you are someone who doesn't hesitate to say sorry for your mistakes, you will be wondering why some people find it so hard to apologize, and some don't apologize at all. Many of the problems in adult relationships can often be traced back to their childhood and the family environment they were raised in. For example, some kids are reluctant to apologize for the fear of losing face, and if the act of apologizing makes them feel bad, they will consciously or unconsciously avoid saying sorry after entering adulthood. This is because admitting their mistakes and apologizing will evoke experiences of shame from childhood. Dr. Lerner came across a client named Jeffrey, who was the kind of person who would rather die than apologize. When Jeffrey was a kid, his parents always forced him to apologize to his brother, blaming him for everything wrong that happened between them. Jeffrey felt that it was humiliating to be forced by his parents to say sorry to his brother over and over again. In Jeffrey's memory, most of the incidents associated with apologies were unreasonable and made him feel wronged and disgraced. This upbringing made him hate apologizing in his adulthood. Thus, it could be seen that Jeffrey's unapologetic behavior originated from the family environment of his childhood. It was his parents' improper parenting that prevented him from understanding the act of apologizing. Likewise, during parenting, gender stereotyping, consciously or unconsciously, can turn children into adults who are unwilling to apologize. In many cultures around the world, men are more likely than women to refuse to apologize in situations where an apology is required. This is because boys are often taught to act like a man as they grow up. In other words, men must show that they are strong and capable. This stereotype is prevalent among men, who don't allow themselves to engage in behaviors, such as showing weakness to others, acknowledging their faults, admitting their shortcomings, and asking for help from others. How can a person with such an attitude make a sincere apology to others when necessary? The same goes for people with a low sense of self-worth. They too are often reluctant to say sorry. How do such people behave? Let's look at these excerpts from 2 of Dr. Lerner's clients. My supervisor is so insecure that apologizing would make him feel like the wolf, who bares his neck to his attacker as an admission of defeat, like he's lost his status in the group hierarchy. My husband is so controlling and rigid that when he's criticized, he goes into debate mode, turns things around, and makes it the other person's fault. Although non-apologizers differ in their behaviors, they, by and large, display the same lack of self-worth. An individual, who has belief in their self-worth, will feel that they are capable of doing their job, and able to handle interpersonal relationships in their daily life without any problems. This sense of self-worth is fundamentally important for people to clearly understand the mistakes they make. Usually, people with a strong sense of self-worth are more likely to empathize with the feelings of the hurt party. Furthermore, they won't feel inferior or overwhelmed by others for saying "I'm sorry," so they are more likely to offer a